Look at all the comments.
Whoa, hey guys, slow down a little bit. We can't keep up.
What is this, a couch auction? I mean, come on.
There's only two of us here. We can't keep up with all these comments.
Yeah. Hey, Josh Epley joined.
Oh, hey, Josh. Thanks for joining.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, how's it going out there? Hey, there's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Here.
Look, we're short of Josh. Can you hear me?
Welcome to pre-show. You could hear you. I think.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Mike?
I think sound is good.
We're
share this thing.
We're one Josh short.
What the hell is it? Okay.
He'll probably log off. I hear you.
I'm sick. Oh.
How are things out in Santa Fe? That sounds like a radio thing, right?
Yeah. Hey, how are everything out in Santa Fe? How's the weather out there?
I bet it's a lot better than it is here.
It's a little hot and steamy.
Yeah, a little swampy here in the Midwest.
A little swampy. Share now. Okay, I guess. Man, this cart barn can has been sitting there for the last 3 weeks. Guess I'll move it.
That was a permanent fixture.
Now you can't see it. All right, you want to start the show maybe?
The weather is divine out here.
It's a dry heat. Yeah.
Well, what's the temp?
4,000 degrees.
But no humidity.
Yeah. It's...
Well, it's like...
You don't sweat when you mow your lawn. We don't have lawns out here.
Yeah?
Just a cactus and rocks.
Yeah.
And sand.
It's a beautiful place.
All right.
Are we ready?
Sure, why not?
Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Stuck in Beta. I'm Greg, and you are?
I'm Josh.
Oh, okay, that's all we have.
Yeah.
Josh number 2 is on assignment.
He's on assignment, yeah. For the next 2 weeks, I understand.
Yeah, for the next 2 weeks. So,
Gosh, how are we going to pull this off, Greg?
If anyone wants to come in and sit in the Josh seat,
that's a great idea. We definitely need a third person next week.
Yeah, if you want to sit in the Josh seat, just email us, stuckinbetapodcast@gmail.com, or just message us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of those, stuckinbetapodcast.com.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you want to be in here in the amazing studio, I mean, wouldn't you say this is like...
Amazing.
It's probably about I I put probably about $500,000 work on this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not even finished. So I got still more to go.
You're halfway to go.
I'm halfway there.
Halfway there. Yeah, I think that's a great idea since we know ahead of time that he's not going to be here next week. Normally he tells us like midday, late afternoon that he's not able to make it. And today was no exception. He said he wouldn't be 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock this afternoon?
Something like that,
He said he wouldn't be here. But he also said that he will not be here next week too. So now we have a full 7 days.
He said he's going to be in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the first I'm hearing of this trip.
First I've heard of it. I wasn't invited.
You would, like, when you have an upcoming trip, don't you usually go, oh, yeah, I'm real excited to, I mean, we talk about everything on this show, and never mind.
It wasn't on the agenda.
It wasn't on the agenda. But, man, hey, a Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. I love a good long weekend.
We're officially into summer, right? Oh, well, I guess from a
actually,
opening of the
pools. Not. Yeah. Yeah, opening of the pools. Did you do any barbecuing?
Man, I did not. Well, I mean, I have a grill.
The graduation party, I guess you did.
Oh, that's right. I actually did do legit barbecuing.
charcoal and
charcoal. Yeah, because I have a gas grill at home, and I had to do the old charcoal and grilled up some brats and some hot dogs and at the park for a graduation party.
Yeah,
I forgot to put that on the agenda, Greg. Thanks for reminding me.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that was a fun time. Mean, it was extremely hot for this time of year. Usually this time of year in St. Louis, it's still a little chilly. Like, the pools are open, but it's usually those brave guys that are like, oh, screw it, I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
You know, hey. I don't know why they do that. But,
well, you'll have like your kind of couple of warm days, couple of cooler days. You'll have your rain. You know, it's just a mixed bag of, you know, ups and downs because it's just kind of the transitioning from spring over to summer. But this year, there's been no spring at all.
It's been mid-90s for about at least a week or week and a half.
We had a break yesterday where it was like in the mid-80s, but every other day it's been like in the 90s and humid where you sit in the shade and you just sweat.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we had the outdoor.
Why do we even live here? This is awful.
I know. I ask myself that all the time.
If it wasn't for my family and all them, family and friends, you need to move with me.
Right. You know? Now, Mike, our loyal listener here, he's out in Santa Fe where he says that it's like 70 and just perfect.
He says 80, but feels like 70.
Yeah. Gosh. That just sounds great. Well, anyway, we had the graduation party, and we chose to do it at a park because it was, you know, like, I don't know, 40, 50 people were coming for Lexi's graduation party. Friends, family, both sides.
You don't want people in your house.
Well, I mean,
certain people you just don't want in the house.
That's not
using your bathrooms. And,
yeah.
Or know where you live. You
know. That's a big one right there. No, just the parking alone is a challenge at my house, but it was cool. We had a big pavilion reserved, and we grilled, like I said, and, you know, just hung out, played some traditional, borrowed your bags cornhole. Yeah, that game went over pretty well. I think that got played the most. You know, the kids had like wiffle ball and a variety of things. It was just a good old fashioned, like, I guess, Memorial Day type of party, but it was a graduation party.
Except without the pool. We needed the pool there, too.
You're right. Yeah, no pool.
Yeah.
Yep. So how about, did you do anything else?
Man, I didn't do any grilling this weekend. And it feels kind of un-American not doing that, you know?
So on Monday, we decided that a group of us, 6 of us, 8 of us, 4 couples, decided to do we kind of do this, I guess, semi-monthly dinner together.
It's a given thing, the 28th of the month.
Yeah. They're
going to go to dinner, and sometimes we make it, sometimes we don't.
But we all got together this time, all 8 of us, and we went out to dinner, and it was weird because, like, on it was the graduation party. So 2 days earlier, we were talking about going out to this specific restaurant, and then they turned out to be closed because we were going on Memorial Day.
Yeah, and they posted like 2 hours before we were going to get there. It's like, oh, shoot. Well, let's figure out somewhere else to go.
It is strange that we are going out to dinner. I felt that it was odd. Like, when we first started talking about it, everybody was like, well, let's go out to a late lunch on Monday, Memorial Day. And I was like, that just felt weird to me because that's totally against, like, the normal tradition of...
Should have been grilling or something, yeah.
Yeah, or going to the beach or something like that. But we found a place that Three Kings... in South County.
Yeah, I like that place.
That was pretty cool. I forgot to ask you, so there's a giant mural on the wall, and the Three Kings, so when I was walking into the place, I kind of expected it to be like it had these huge doors, and they had like, I don't know, a medieval type of look to it almost. Not the exterior doors, but the doors going into the restaurant from the outside. And I expected it to be like you walk in and you see this big joust arena like on like on Cable Guy.
Times.
Yeah, on Cable Guy.
Yeah. Red Knight's going down. Down, down, down.
But it was.
Smite him.
I mean, it didn't really have that too much of that vibe. They had this mural on the back wall, though. Did you see it? It had it had on the far left. It had Elvis. On the far right, I assume it was King Kong.
Oh,
so that was the Three Kings. But then there was like
there's the other one.
It was like it looked like a king.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know who it was. I think I was asking Jeremy and Lori, and a couple of us were looking at it, but I have no idea. I meant to ask the waitress. So
I didn't even pay attention. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I don't know if that is the. I guess that's where it got its name, or I don't know.
I have no idea. No, I didn't know that at all.
You didn't notice that? But I thought the food was really good, and it was very unique. It wasn't what I expected. It was completely different than what I expected.
Yeah.
All around.
We've eaten there at a different location before. That was the first time of that one.
Is it a chain, like a...
I think it... Well, I'm on their site now, and I think it's just a local chain.
Oh, yeah? So it's only in St. Louis?
I think so.
If that's the case, I'm impressed, because I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. You'd think they'd have a thing, location. Order online for the pair location. If they're mentioned the pair location, right? Yeah, I think it's just
a couple of them here in St. Louis.
So there's 3 of them, as far as I know.
I thought the food was really
the
good.
Loop, the pair in South County.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, good stuff. Lots of good beer menu.
Yeah. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, good times. I think our service was a little on the slow side.
Well, it was like they had an extreme skeleton crew, because I think it was maybe Memorial Day, and they probably thought, well, nobody's going to come in Memorial Day, and we ended up being. I mean, there was very few people there.
It was pretty empty.
It was less than.
We weren't at the.
Oh,
we were at
that's
3
true.
o'clock, which
That's
is between lunch and dinner too.
Yeah. But when we left at like 4:30 or 5, I think there might have been less people there than when we started. But it was just kind of an oddball thing to do. Just go to dinner out midday on Memorial Day.
Well, speaking of dinner, Molly and I went on a nice little date night. We left the baby, left Millie with the folks, and went out to a really nice dinner at 801 Chop House. This must be restaurant talk today.
Restaurant talk.
But so this is
other Josh's favorite topic, by the way.
It's a fancy steakhouse. It's a really nice steakhouse. I was looking for things to do to eat, and I found that this place has a Groupon. So I'm like, huh. It was like, for $60, you get $100 in credit or a $100 gift card or whatever.
Okay.
But Groupon also had like a 25% discount code. So I was actually spent $45 for $100 credit.
Wow.
But, this is a place where you're buying a filet that's $46. You're buying, so it's pretty expensive, but we saved a lot of money doing it. But man, steak was amazing. We both had filet. I had mine. I can't remember what Molly had on top of hers, but I had like a mushroom topping or whatever. And I also got this side of these Boursin mashed potatoes. I didn't know what the hell Boursin was. I had to look it up. I didn't want to be the guy. What the hell? What's Boursin? So
I'll have some potatoes. Hold the Boursin.
Luckily, we all have these little cheater devices where we can look up and go, oh, Boursin, that's like a fancy cheese. I go, cheesy mashed potatoes. All right, let me get those. Those are the best potatoes I've ever had in my life. Like, they just melted in your mouth. Man, it was...
The cheese was like the main...
Really good. It's like an herb and, it's very...
Was it a specific variety of cheese?
Yeah,
okay.
because later on we ended up finding that cheese at Schnucks and then going, hey, we could make our own,
Yeah.
And we attempted it, and it did taste pretty good.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't as good, but yeah, definitely
never heard of
awesome.
that
either. And drinks were pretty expensive there too. But Molly got this old fashioned. You ever have an old fashioned?
I know what it is. I don't know that I've ever actually had one.
It's basically whiskey. I think you have what do you have, like bitters, orange peel. I think there's cherry in there. There's a few things. This is the smoothest old fashioned I've ever. I mean,
so you've had it several times?
Not several times.
Okay,
but I've had one before, and this thing. Molly wanted one. I got some modern brewery beer.
Yeah,
Odison, I think it was. It was really good too. But she got this thing. She's like, "Oh, this is good." I'm like, "Can I try that?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that is awesome."
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had one.
I think it ended up that drink was like $18.
Oh my gosh,
or something.
But you were paying 45% of that essentially, right?
Yeah.
This is still a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna. So it was for a night out. It was a good. I suggest it if you like a good steak. 801 Chop House.
801 Chop.
It's in Clayton. Good times.
Cool.
Good times.
So is it finally official? Molly's decided that she's not gonna have a second home any longer.
She doesn't have she doesn't want to have a house to run off to and leave me, so she decided to sell hers. That's like her safe house.
Yeah,
literally
Plan B.
Her safe house. That's what she called it. Plan B. Oh, Mike says Borson is proof of a loving God. So there you go.
Yeah, Mike must love it too. Never heard of it. Gosh, I'm learning so much from this podcast.
It's like you get a little bitty, like I think a 5-ounce little circle of it at Schnucks for like $5.
Yeah,
and you'd use half of that in a thing of mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. We love mashed potatoes.
She mixed it with sour cream, and man, it was really the ones that Molly made was really good too.
What do you typically put in your mashed potatoes?
In my mashed potatoes, a lot of times I'll do the milk, butter, little salt. That for a plain mashed potatoes, that's what I do. But usually I like to spice it up with some garlic, and I'll throw cheddar cheese in there.
Okay.
So I'll have like a garlic cheddar mashed potatoes.
I'm not much of a, spice guy, but I like to have that really creaminess to it. So we'll put sour cream, and we recently started trying cream cheese.
Oh yeah,
in there. Yeah, that's pretty good. So you take like the brick of cream cheese and just take like a quarter of it to 50% of it and put it in there, mix it up, and it makes it really really smooth. That's
probably similar to what
is it? Okay.
Yeah, the Borson is it's a soft cheese.
Oh, okay.
So it really works. You'd probably like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to check that out. Back to Molly's house.
So yeah, we are selling it. So we're working on fixing up all sorts of little things here and there. A lot of paint touch-ups and stuff like that. But wish us luck.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where we want to get rid of it sooner rather than later. Because each month it's still around. Obviously, we have to pay. Because we had renters and now they're out, so that's why.
And it's like ideal time. I mean, you hear everywhere in this area it's a buyer's market a seller's market, and houses are going pretty well. And of course it's summertime, so people are more likely to move.
Yeah,
not in the
and then you have young kids that are maybe out of college, maybe even out of high school, this is that time where they're wanting to move out, get their
first place,
or maybe they had an apartment or whatever, and their year lease is up, and now they're so. And it just falls in that same time period.
Well, good luck. Hopefully that goes.
I know.
Quick.
Yeah. So, yep.
So what else is going on?
Well, I don't know if you heard about this show called Roseanne.
I only watched, I think, one or two episodes
of the or the
reboot,
comeback, or 10th season.
Yeah.
So, man, it's sad.
Did you watch all of them?
I watched all of them. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was really good.
How many episodes did they have of
9.
the season?
They had 9.
9? That's
short
actually,
season.
Yeah.
They started a little later.
Yeah.
And they had already had 13 episodes. They already were guaranteed a 13-episode season. I guess because they get higher, the higher you get paid, the less you can work or something.
Well, yeah, I would imagine that all those... a lot of those
John Goodman is the biggest star out of them all.
You bring in, Johnny Galecki for one episode, I'm sure the budget, goes up. And
well, even what's her name that plays the aunt?
Shoot,
she's on Big Bang. She's on. She's in movies all the time too. I mean, Laurie Metcalf.
Yeah.
But anyway. So Roseanne sent out a little racist tweet, and apparently she can't control herself with putting,
What? Well, what happened to freedom of speech? That's what I want to know.
Well, I don't think it's a freedom of speech thing when you do that. I mean, it's not like a political thing where she said, "Oh, it's."
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't really know all the details behind the scenes. I saw bits and pieces of it, but I didn't really pay much attention. But what I saw today is that she's blaming it on
Ambien. Yeah, I know.
I wonder if there's any chance that can...
Well, if you look at her other tweets, I mean, she says a lot of off-the-wall stuff, you know. So, I mean...
She's always on pills.
Yeah, I guess. So, I mean, on one hand, ABC had to make a move. They had to say, we don't condone this. And unfortunately, you have that entire crew and staff that are just, getting all the shrapnel because of this. So they're not, it's not like John Goodman really needs another show or anything like that. But the girl who plays Becky and DJ,
yeah,
they haven't
acted in 20 years.
Where did I hear? Where I heard? What did I hear that on? Someone I heard. They go, well, at least the guy who plays DJ, Applebee's called him and said they'd be happy to give him his job back.
I looked him up a while ago before this. I don't even know. Sometimes you go down that rabbit hole, on whatever, Wikipedia or something, and you look up different people and it leads to somebody else. But I remember looking at that. He's never acted in anything else except for Roseanne. Yeah. Or maybe the last thing he ever acted in was Roseanne or something like that. But
Michael Fishman.
Yeah. So he hasn't, which, I mean, maybe he was totally fine with that. I mean, he might not have, pursued acting at all, but it just happened to fall back in his lap. But he was probably looking at a huge payday.
Oh, I'm sure.
13 episodes, going from 9, initially, and 13 and then beyond. It's like you said, the whole...
But it's not just that, because all that cast, okay, they get all the what do they call that? Royalties every time Roseanne's played.
Yeah.
Well, they took it off TV Land. They took it off Hulu. They took it off every outlet.
I guess
now
I got to look up and see what she said, because I really have no idea.
Now, I find this kind of weird, though. Okay. All right. Here you go. We're getting a little political here. Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Okay. He was found guilty. He's going to jail or whatever. And, I mean, how he drugged women. And,
right. That was physical assault.
So,
I mean, there's a
Cosby Show was not, because even that day, I was able to turn on one cable channel. I don't know which one it was, and they had the Cosby Show on.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So that happened, or this outrage of her Twitter
that
or whatever,
just recently,
like Monday. It was Memorial Day.
It was Tuesday actually when it happened. It was yesterday.
Well, it was like Monday night.
It happened on Tuesday, yeah.
Because I know she even said something like it's Memorial Day or something like that in one of her responses.
So, maybe it was early.
Yeah,
early,
like
early
3 a.m.
Tuesday,
or something. But yeah, that's bizarre that they would go that extreme
and
so fast.
So yesterday, is the time slot. Tuesdays is a time slot where Roseanne would be on. Even that, the season's over, okay? They did all 9 episodes, but where they were going to throw a rerun up, they decided they're not even going to throw that up. They threw an episode of The Middle on instead.
Malcolm in the Middle?
No.
Oh.
Yes, Malcolm in the Middle.
ABC, what else do we have?
Actually, ABC is like, hey, we'll get a Fox show and air.
So, speaking of that, I wonder if there's any chance that like this could be picked up by another network or maybe a.
So here's the thing: do you think any network is going to do that? Going to mess with that?
I would. I mean, why not? Like, if you're what's a I don't know.
When they claim that someone is racist, okay, when someone is deemed as being racist by Hollywood and everyone, how it's hard to come back. Mel Gibson, think of all the tirade that he did.
He's still making movies. He's still acting.
It was a slow comeback. He had to apologize. He had to get.
Hey, Roseanne's been down this road before.
She could come back, but
she is 65 years old, give or take.
You are not,
maybe older.
You are not just a week away from a new network picking you up.
But she's a known. I mean, it's not surprising. Like anything that she does, we've all been there 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
The old thing back when she was singing the national anthem.
Yeah, exactly.
She grabbed her crotch and spit.
I know. I mean, that's who she is.
Yeah.
She hasn't changed. She didn't. It's like you said earlier, it's unfortunate that she has the ability to have a phone and have an account that obviously impacts so many people. And there's nobody there filtering.
I told you. You need a publicist where the tweet goes to the publicist.
Exactly.
The publicist goes, I'm not going to tweet.
Here's your phone. Everything comes directly to me, and then I filter it through.
Yeah. Some people need that filter, but
it is crazy that they can just, because I mean, hell, she probably had the same view. I mean, obviously she's had the same views and opinions her entire life. It's not like this is, I don't know. But it's crazy that it's that extreme, that it's like cut all. I didn't even know that it was showing in reruns, but to cut all those reruns, that's
it's pretty
extreme.
Yeah, and reruns have probably been doing really well since the show's been back on.
Yeah, so all the affiliates are all suffering as well.
Yeah. So
music news.
We don't have a
no. What's your code again over here?
5417.
Gosh,
probably everyone in chat can tell you. So I don't know if you know this, but there's been on social media, there's been people trying to get Weezer to sing the song or do a cover of Africa by Toto.
So this has been a movement for a while?
Yeah, this has been kind of a movement.
I did not know that.
Someone opened a Twitter account called Weezer Africa, and it went viral or whatever. And last week they covered Roseanne by Toto.
Yeah.
And finally, I guess it was yesterday that they released the Africa by Toto. And I gotta say, I mean, it sounds good. It sounds like Weezer covering Africa.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like anything new or anything, like a lot of covers of songs. Remember that big when the band Orgy came out with Blue Monday, a cover of that, and it was like a little harder, it was a little fast, it just had a little different beat. This kind of just sounds a little bit the same. It sounds like Weezer singing karaoke.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It sounds great, but
sounds a bit karaoke.
Yeah.
You played them both before the show. I thought they sounded great. They sounded really good, but I mean, I don't have anything negative to say.
Well, okay, maybe.
But there's a couple of one's recent and one's been a little bit a few months old, but there's a couple of cover songs that have been on the radio lately. There's the one I think the name of the band is called The Wolves, and it's a cover song of Zombie by the Cranberries.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's okay. They put their like own spin on it, where I think they've kind of they changed some of the lyrics a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And it's not too bad. And then there's another one, and I heard it again today. Man, I hate it. But I think it's Stained doing The Sound of Silence.
Oh, Disturbed.
Oh, Disturbed, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a very good cover.
Oh, God, I hate that one.
Their Land of Confusion cover is a lot better.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely.
Sound of Silence, it just, it doesn't.
Yeah.
The song of silence.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
But that's had a lot of radio play in the last, I don't know, several months. So it's done well for them, but anyway, what else we got here? You got...
well, we have no snack today.
No snack. We need
yeah. Well, we don't have there's not one on there?
No, I don't see anything like that.
Well, there you go. Sounds like a dryer.
Is it snack time? We have beer time.
We have beer time, though. So,
this looks exciting.
So this is from Stone. This has actually been in the fridge for a little bit. The other Josh there doesn't really like IPAs, so I just thought, why not bring it out?
Perfect timing.
So this is a Tangerine Express IPA, and well, you'll get a little taste of.
We say this every single time we have a stoned beer. We've never had a bad stoned beer, right? Have you?
Did you say stoned?
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Stone.
A stoned beer.
I don't know why.
This is a stoned beer, man.
I don't know why a D was at the end of that. But yeah, we've never had a bad stone beer. And
I'm trying to think.
I think so.
They're all pretty quality beers.
Ooh, this one smells very,
very fruity.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
it doesn't smell good, does it?
No, it's got it. No, I have had this.
Oh. It smells bad.
It's an IPA packed with whole tangerines and pineapple. Here, imagine the tropical haze of a lazy afternoon into evening. Your official duties for the day have been maybe take a hike to a secluded waterfall, perhaps grill something, definitely chill with... Man, this is a long thing. Anyway, this is just no ad juice approach. This is one for adults. Whole tangerine puree, blah blah blah. Well, let's
do you have a drink by date on there, or
I don't know.
Like
you see that on there?
It smells not great. It smells like dirty feet.
It smells kind of like a strong piney.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. It looks like it had a date on here, but it's kind of faded off. Have you taken a sip yet?
No.
All right, here we go.
It's not.
No?
It's not bad. But yeah, the smell kind of confused you.
Bottled on... I think it says 9/26/17.
That's not that. That's
no. That says enjoy by 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's what it says. It's hard to read, but so you think you've had this for quite a while, huh? It's really hard to read.
No, bottled.
But then below it says enjoy by.
Oh yeah, it does. 9/26/17. I don't know.
So we had this one.
I've had beers before. I've had Stone beers around.
The taste is totally fine, but the aroma is really off-putting.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah. Anyway.
This does say it's. Doesn't it say it pretty high? 6.7.
So it's low.
I'm gonna have to say though, this isn't. Now I don't know if it's because it's been around a while. It isn't my favorite Stone one so far, and they usually are really good at IPAs.
Yeah, I think it's probably been around a while, so it's probably not Stone's fault.
Yeah,
Greg cellared this one a little bit too long. You're not supposed to cellar an IPA, Greg.
Well, what about the enjoy after IPAs? Don't I have one of those sitting up there?
Do you still?
I think I do. Or did we drink that? We may have drank it.
I don't know.
We drink beers on the show.
Yeah, we do. And so if we're looking for a co-host for next week, and
we got beer.
Hey, that's
beer
always,
on tap too.
Yep, beer on tap. We got beer in the fridge. Hopefully, we'll have a better outcome than this Stone. Sorry, Stone. But what else we got going on? So, you seen any movies or TV shows lately?
The only thing, well, I think I told you the other day at dinner, lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it, that Molly and I were looking for a movie the other night, and we were going through. I could see if Greg wants to come in, and he can be in the show. Yeah,
I was like, "What's this movie about?"
Sorry. Anyway, Molly could come down and co-host.
But, come on, Molly.
But we'd have to have Millie with us as well.
Yeah, Molly for co-host.
So anyway, we were looking around trying to find a movie like on Netflix, Amazon, whatever, all our little services, and it seemed like all we were doing were watching trailers of these movies and TV shows, and we never found anything. But it was like an hour and a half later, we're like, do you really want to get a movie started now? It's gotten a lot later. So we didn't even watch anything.
Yeah.
But I did watch something early in the morning the next day, because, I don't know, something reminded me that this movie... So, long ago, I had posted an article on Half-Ass Productions about a show called The Dana Carvey Show. And it only had 8 episodes, and it was on ABC, and it was out in 1996, so it was a long time ago. Well, I think it was around October, November, they put out a documentary about this show. Well,
really?
So this show, the crazy thing, so Dana Carvey Show, it was a sketch comedy show. The people that he had on this show, he had Steve Carell, Stephen Colbert, Louis C.K., Robert Smigel, the guy who does the TV Funhouse on SNL. He was like a producer.
I was going to mention Robert Smigel in this episode.
Were you really?
Minutes, yeah.
Another Dino, what's his name? Stenopanopoulos. Anyway, he does a lot with Dan Harmon, who does Rick and Morty and Community. A lot of really young comedians at the time, and this show was, if you watch it, it's hilarious, but it's also pretty edgy for, like, a lot of people back, the 90s were like, oh, Dana Carvey, he'll do George Bush, or he'll do his Hans and Franz or Church Lady or whatever. It wasn't that. It was a lot more, little more edgy. In fact, the first So they were talking about the first episode because they were given this show, and like 2 months after they had, they were given the green light for the show, 2 months before the show was going to start, Disney bought ABC. They're like, I wonder if this is a good thing. Well, their first sketch was Bill Clinton with nipples like a cow udders, and he was feeding a baby and puppies and a kitten. So he said you could see the decline in the Nielsen ratings like 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh!
Their lead-in was Home Improvement, so they had like a huge audience. So, but
8 episodes.
This is it's on Hulu. It's a really good documentary of this show. It's and they actually have all the Dana Carvey show episodes on there too. But one of the funniest things on this is so the Dana Carvey show was a real funny, goofy show. In fact, they had like a sponsor for each, like the Taco Bell Dana Carvey show or the Mountain Dew Dana Carvey show.
Yeah.
Well, so they showed this one ad. It's on a special Home Improvement. I don't want to die, Dad. And there's like, it's like literally the saddest thing you could ever see. Like a son has to go through a death of a, or like that. And it goes through that. And then it goes Tuesday, followed by the Dana Carvey show. It was,
So it's funny that you bring this up because I was just actually watching this. I don't know why. It was, same kind of scenario. YouTube said, suggested a video, and it was a Stephen Colbert interview with, what's his name? Not Bob Odenkirk, but what's
David Cross.
Yeah, David Cross. And it was like they were reminiscing about when they first met, and I guess David Cross was like either a writer on the show or somehow he interacted with the show somehow. So they were talking about it, and they were talking about how like Bob Odenkirk had like introduced them or something along those lines. But it was really fun. It was like only a week ago or something. I watched interviews like that sometimes on YouTube. So it was kind of funny, but I was looking at this, and all those guys that were on there, Bob Odenkirk, Stephen Colbert, Steve Carell.
That was the one thing. They also they showed Louis C.K. actually prevented Jimmy Fallon tried out to be on the show, but he was jealous of him. He's like, oh, this good-looking guy who could play guitar and all that, and he prevented him from.
Geez.
And then he told about it on Jimmy Fallon's show.
Oh, really?
About that happening, but obviously everything worked out for him. But it's funny, like how many like people from that weren't really well known.
Right.
Dana Carvey was the only well known person.
Common names.
Yeah. They're all common names now.
And it only lasted 8 episodes. That's pretty wild.
Oh, well, it was canceled.
Yeah. Well,
they didn't even play the last episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one unaired. That's crazy. I vaguely remember it. So Dana Carvey did stand-up. I don't remember if I mentioned it
on
Netflix
show.
I think it's a Netflix, yeah. Did you watch that one?
I think I did, yeah.
It's pretty good. He talks, a lot of it's humor associated with like his age. I think he's around, 50 or early 50s or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of associated with having kids that are getting older and that sort of thing. But it was really good. Let's see. So, there's a new Adam Sandler movie, speaking of Netflix, that just came out like last week.
With the one with Chris Rock?
Yeah. It's called The Week Of.
Uh-huh.
And speaking of Robert Smigel, he's the director of the movie.
Oh, yeah?
Not good. Not good at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I really was hoping that it would be good because Chris Rock, Adam Sandler. But
Chris Rock has not been in a good movie. I don't think there's one.
That's true. Well, Grown Ups, I think, is a good movie.
It's decent, but he's never. Yeah, he's so good at stand-up, but yeah.
Adam Sandler, I think, has... So I think he signed another contract with Netflix recently. So like he had the original six movie
I think
contract
he did.
or something.
You're right.
And this might actually be the first movie of the new contract. But he has like I can't think of any other person that can just do whatever they want and pretty much come up with whatever the result is and just put it out there and basically put people in business and just kind of do whatever you want with a movie. You know what I mean? Like, can you think of any other actor that has that much?
I think Seth Rogen has kind of got to that point. I mean, once I saw that Sausage Party movie, I'm like, he could do whatever he wants now.
I guess in this, what's his buddy's name? What's the guy that's in
Franco?
James Franco is pretty much in that same category, I guess.
I mean, they kind of always have that same kind of crew in their movies, too.
But this movie is, I don't know, it's just another one of those where Adam Sandler's doing the, almost the over-the-top voice. He's like a Long Island guy, so he has a really strong accent. And then his whole family has that. But so the premise is that his daughter is marrying a black guy, so these two families are coming together, and it's the week of the wedding. So the title is The Week Of. It just seemed so dry. Like you wanted to laugh, but it wasn't funny. You know what I mean? Like it could have been funny, but it didn't hit right. It was weird. It just felt really awkward. And it's a shame because it seems like it could have been good, but it wasn't. And it just...
I know the trailer. I saw the trailer, and I'm like, it doesn't look too bad. But I gotta be honest, I don't think I've watched any of the Adam Sandler movies that have been on Netflix.
I'm the oddball that is probably... I know I've watched all of them. So I found this list of...
I can't even remember the last newer Adam Sandler movie because I never saw Pixels. I never saw that Blended movie. John where he was Jack and Jill. There's all those movies that I know that came around and I never saw.
The theater movies, you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't see Jack and Jill, but I saw Pixels was okay. That was the one with the video game stuff. But there was this list of things that are like from the worst to first of Netflix movies. So I didn't realize that so many of his older movies were now on Netflix. And then of course he's got his Netflix original movies. The first one was that Do-Over movie, and that was a pretty crappy movie, but it was like him and David Spade. So all these movies had those old SNL guys and Friends and stuff.
It's old Friends.
But the one movie that was really good, and this guy, this is
Eric on here says Adam Sandler hasn't been in a good movie in 20 years, but he doesn't have to be. He's super rich. Well, yeah, when he gets these contracts with Netflix, apparently he could just throw up whatever he wants. I thought one wasn't it the Meyerowitz?
Yeah, the Meyerowitz.
Yeah,
that was I mentioned that whenever it came out.
I never saw that either.
That one is really good. That one is
Ben Stiller,
Dustin Hoffman, Emma Thompson. That was a really good movie, and I would suggest that one. So that was a Netflix original. This guy rates it up there as high as Punch Drunk Love, that's a really old movie, 2002. I think that was his first
serious.
Yeah, kind of serious type movie. But yeah, it's weird to think, and if you go back and you look at it, I mean, the dude's put out so many movies. It's just constant. Every 6 months probably there's another movie.
And what is there, 3 of them above 50% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Probably. But who can get away with that kind of stuff constantly?
I don't know.
It's crazy if you think about it. So yeah, I'm the weirdo who's watched every one of those movies.
So I see. Did you finally watch Black Panther?
Man, so we rented it the other day.
He's gonna say something.
I couldn't stay awake, man. These movies, it was so dark, and it started out so slow. I know I'm in the minority here. I know you and Josh thought it was great, but I was so lost. And Lori and I both were like, what are they talking about? Like, what is the point? And I just started getting drowsy, and the movie seemed like it was going nowhere.
Don't have a clue.
I'm just so...
What's he say? It's all blips and blips.
Don't understand a word. I don't know. I can't get into the Marvel movies anymore, man. And Lori kept saying she wanted to go take the kids to go see the
I'm telling you, that one
movie.
is good.
3 freaking hours in this Avengers movie. I just can't do it.
Get yourself a good old popcorn or some treat, you know.
I gotta get a Jolt Cola.
Get yourself a cappuccino or whatever they have in the movie. Go to Ronnie's, go in the comfy seats.
Yeah, that'll put me to sleep.
Oh,
I need a non-comfy. I need to go down to DeSoto and sit
on a bench in front of a CRT TV.
There's no back to the seat, so there's no getting.
Yeah, do you have bleachers?
I don't want to get comfy because I want to stay awake.
Gosh,
but we rented it. I think the boys were watching it. I saw Caleb get up about I don't know, hour and a half into the movie. He was like done. I don't know. I'm in the minority. I watch all the Adam Sandler movies from start to finish. I never fall asleep. I never turn them off. I never skip one. But I can't watch a Marvel movie.
I don't get that. You are definitely in the minority. Yeah, the Black Panther, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Whatever last Adam Sandler movie, 0. You know.
Which one did I stay awake?
Yeah. I don't understand this. Put some farting and weird accents. I'm good. You know. Love it. Give me more.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't. I don't know what it is. It's a sci-fi thing, I guess. It just doesn't grab my interest anymore.
But Black Panther isn't science fiction. It's all technology.
Oh, okay.
They just are very advanced.
Yeah. I saw bits and pieces of it. And
I saw enough. I know the ordeal.
I know that. I guess
he becomes Black Panther at the end. He wins the race, and then
I saw enough of it to be able to know what parts to pay attention to, and if I ever see the new Avengers movie. Because the boys were like, we haven't seen Black Panther yet. We can't see the new Avengers movie.
No, you really don't need to see it. Molly didn't see it, and she saw Avengers. I'd say Spider-Man: Homecoming. You would that one you probably would really like.
We saw that.
That's very approachable.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. Those movies are more entertaining.
You like the street fighting.
Yeah,
you like the street fighting superhero Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah, you're right. And Daredevil, the Punisher. I know that they're in the process of filming season 2 right now, so hopefully that'll be out soon. Daredevil, though, did you say that's not going to be on Netflix?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I heard, but I guess I don't know.
The Punisher season 2 will be on Netflix, I believe.
I thought it was going to be in the new Disney streaming service thing.
The Punisher?
All those. Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
I saw that they were filming it.
Because those can get pretty. All those Netflix Marvel movies can be a little harder than some of the movies actually. Although this last event,
definitely,
the Avengers, it gets a little. There's a few bad words in that movie.
Like the S word.
Oh yeah, about 12 times or something.
Ooh, that's got to be the limit, right? To PG-13.
Something like that.
We got 3 hours. Oh, we need to say more S words. Okay, extend it to 3 hours.
Yeah.
You get 1 S word every.
We got room for 1 F word. Do we want to do it? You know.
Well, then you got to subtract 3 S words.
Yeah. And he can't show his butt. You know. Anyway, hey, Nintendo Mini, the little tiny. Remember that they stopped making? Nintendo Mini is coming back.
Do you have one of these?
I have the Super Nintendo Mini.
Oh, this is so the NES was the one that like was gone within minutes of release.
Yes. So this one's coming back, and it's one of those things where it's probably my favorite console of all time, just because I played that the most.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what we grew up on.
That's what we grew up on. You know, like Molly's a little younger. Super Nintendo was her jam, but like, but I hacked mine. I got all the Super Nintendo the Nintendo games on my little Super Nintendo Mini, but it's still kind of intriguing, you know.
It had the
nice thing. It's got an HDMI port. It's got 30 games built into it, and the real NES controllers.
Yeah, controllers. They look and feel exactly the same, right?
I mean, you can buy online controllers, but they just don't feel. They're
not Nintendo.
Yeah, well, no, and they don't have the same, like the buttons. Something about the buttons or something. They just don't feel right, you know. But
so is this going to be like a mass release type thing?
Yeah,
where it's
apparently.
More accessible?
Apparently, they're going to have enough all the way through Christmas. They say it comes out June 29th.
Wow.
And right now you can pre-order on Amazon UK. You can actually pre-order the thing, which I think it comes to with shipping and all that like $60.
30 games, and they're like the top 30 games.
Yeah, there's like all the Super Mario Brothers. You got Zelda, Mega Man, Metroid.
It sounds cool, but it's one of those things, and I'm sure you're in the same boat. Like you don't
have time.
It. Yeah, it's not something you almost have to have the.
But paying like $60 for a console over $450 for a console, you know.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'd much rather play old side-scrolling games,
right.
You know.
Are they? So whenever you put it on a TV, do you have black bars on the sides?
Yeah, you can. There's like in the settings, you can stretch it. You can have the black bars. You can have like little Nintendos on the side or whatever. You know
okay.
So I mean, it does put it in the right aspect.
Format.
Yeah. But what was your favorite Nintendo NES game?
It's Super Mario Brothers by far. I mean, I can't think of anything that would have challenged that at all. There was a couple of like racing games that I liked, like Spy Hunter and
Rad Racer. Remember that one?
Yeah. Was RC
Pro-Am? Yeah. Where you had to collect the little letters to spell Nintendo.
Yeah.
If it was Sega game, it would have been a lot easier, but you had to collect all the letters to spell on Nintendo. I probably am the same way. I love the Super Mario Brothers, but number 3 is probably, I think it's just one of the best.
Oh yeah,
just best games. Period.
Yeah, and for it coming out on NES, like it. Yeah, it was like it felt like it was a new system. Really, like it was that good of a game.
Yeah, and it was such a big game. Like it had a lot of levels, a lot of little secrets and things, and it was a fun. I mean, people are still fine. I know online there's something called the wrong warp, which it's on. You warp to World 7 in Super Mario 3, and you place like a turtle in this area and another in this area, and then you like jump into this invisible pipe, and you end up at the end of the game where you're saving the princess.
Wow.
It's kind of
So that's like a new thing that somebody found?
I mean, within the past couple years.
Wow.
But it's pretty cool that someone was like, oh, I don't know how they must have been. I mean, a lot of these games have been, they go into the code and all that and change stuff. And
oh, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of what they call ROM hacks where they change, oh, this won't be Super Mario Brothers, this will be Super Metroid Brothers, and they'll have like a Metroid guy. And
stuff, yeah.
But fun stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. The nice, I guess the biggest draw is an old Nintendo. You got, I mean, yeah, it's not a. I think it's kind of something about and putting in the cartridge and all that.
Oh yeah.
The only thing is the connections on the back. You know, connecting to a newer TV.
Right.
You know, an HDMI is so, you know, so much preferred right now, you know.
Yeah, you'd have to go through, like, I have mine hooked up, and it's, how do I have it? I have it going through, like, some sort of a switch or something, and then it goes into, like, my receiver. And then the receiver goes from HDMI out into the TV, but I don't know. It doesn't even work half the time. You know, do the whole blowing into the cartridge, blowing into the, push it in only so far, push it down, hit the reset button 6 times, and
lots of fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably about that time.
Yeah,
huh?
6 o'clock. It's dinner time.
Oh, gotta get home and get dinner. So we have been stuck in beta podcast. If anyone wants to join in the discussion with us, give us a private message.
Mike's saying he would do a call in.
Yeah, you can do a call in. Well, we'll see. It'd be nice to have someone in the chair, but we could definitely use you, Mike. We've had you before. It'd be nice to have someone new.
Yeah.
What is that? I'm not
saying... It's like a backhanded compliment.
No, okay.
You'd be our... if all else fails.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Mike, if all else fails, we'll
keep you in mind.
We'll keep you in mind. Yeah, that kind of sounded like a dick move, didn't it? Okay. Anyway, find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube. Go suckingbetapodcast.com. Hey, the show has ended.
Great show.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's
see if I can remember the code here. No.
5417.
All right.
We'll see you next time.